SGC here, and we are back for a movie review.
Hello, it's Peter Spencer.
I'm here about selling the house. Is anyone home?
The Grudge. So, this is The Grudge, a 2020 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Nicolas Pesce and produced by Sam Raimi, Rob Tapert, and Taka Ichise. So, interesting note. So, at first, apparently, this was supposed to be a reboot of the 2004 American remake of the original 2002 Ju-on The Grudge. But then the film ended up being a sequel, and it takes place before and during the events of the 2004 film and its two direct sequels. And this is considered the fourth installment of the American The Grudge film series. And the film stars Andrea Riseborough, Demián Bichir, John Cho, Betty Gilpin, and Lin Shaye, and Jacki Weaver, and everyone else check out below. And yeah, so truth be told, I don't remember anything from the 2004. I think that was Michelle Gellar, if I remember correctly. And I did not. Yeah, that was Michelle Gellar, and it was a total remake of the 2002 movie. And it's interesting that Ju-on actually came out in 2002. That was 18 years ago. And yeah, so Judge. So yeah, the Grudge things happen and people die and hair and stuff. And that's the entire film. So what did I think? Well, I actually watched this knowing that John Cho was in it, and I was, hey, John Cho, gotta support, cause always. And then Nicolas Pesce directed that The Eyes of My Mother back in 2016, and I heard it was pretty good. So I was like, hey, is he gonna bring in some newness to the Grudge franchise in that sense? And first up, I would have to say the continuation of the story is legit. The whole coming from Japan and having that grudge thing occupy another house, and then the history of deaths and all that, legit. The deaths itself, okay. The concept of what's her face choking, is that her sound that she's choking? Like that sound, like I think I read a bit about it as I finished this. It is of her like being choked to death in the original where she is killed by her husband. So I actually didn't know that. So that was kind of interesting. Oh, there's an actual reason why she makes that sound as she appears. And then also the reason why she's crawling, because she gets beaten up or thrown down a flight of stairs. So yeah, so this movie conceptually it is fine. I mean, the whole premise is fine, but I just feel that it was boring. Like the whole concept of this thing that follows you around and having it jump scared and having full of jump scares was just, you saw it coming. Like there's a pan to the left or the character is walking walking towards the camera, and there's a pan and there's the thing. And it's just uncompelling because it feels like I don't know the fear of the character. I feel afraid for myself because I see things that are happening on screen that I don't necessarily know if the character can see. Because it's always like that. Like, it reminds me of that great scare in Conjuring where they're playing that hand clap thing, hide and seek, and then the thing shows up in the closet thing, wardrobe, on top of the wardrobe. And it's like you're reacting to the fear that the character is feeling. But a lot of this here was just things that are happening around the character, and you're not really engaged to be like, is the character afraid? And it just sucks also that they have no control over what's happening or how they die, and just it follows them to places. Like, I get, that the thing occupies the home, but it can leave with you, and then it makes you crazy. And yeah, John Cho, Betty Gilpin was pretty much wasted. I mean, everyone, I don't know, like their storyline was pretty, like the concept, like I say, it is the concept of this grudge thing happening is fine, but the stories that they tell is also just lackluster. Though I do enjoy the whole like total snippet piecemeal of timeline as we're telling the story, more and more things are unfolding as we are in Andrea Riseborough's character's perspective of understanding the case. And then as soon as she gets haunted, I don't know, it was just really boring. Like, it just got exhausting to like, yep, that thing's coming here, yep, they're alone, yep, check. It was very by the book, but it's shot well in terms of aesthetics. I do like the atmosphere, but the way that the ghosts or the grudge thing is introduced, it's kind of like lackluster and just pretty much forgettable. And though I do like the deaths, I mean, like chopping off your own fingers is always a morbid, oh my god, just cringe, goosebump, shake, fear. Or even the car death of just that woman, one of the deaths where it just followed her, and then the body was pretty nice, like that production value was nice. But yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't know why they deem this. Like, I don't know what was it about this film. I mean, granted, like Japan is not even taking this seriously anymore when they put the woman from here versus the woman from The Ring. Like, it was a versus movie, and apparently that was also lackluster. Apparently they combined in the end and they became a new ghost thing. But yeah, I don't know. I was actually like hoping this was like a decent thing, but it was just doing the same things over and over again. Like the same haunting, there's nothing new to it. So which makes me wonder, Eyes of My Mother, how did that go? And I heard good things, like I said. So I am more curious about, is it because of the franchise limitation? I mean, he wrote it himself, so it's just like, why? What happened? Was he trying to be too close to the material or what? I mean, like I said, it does look nice. Like, he has the director's eyes, and the stories are what they are. They're just, you know, pretty forgettable, typical, and yeah, and that was that. And I feel like, are they gonna come back to this? Like, is this supposed to be a new reboot of the franchise? Is, you know, the house is still there, the grudge is still there, but what's gonna go down? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. Where can it go? Like I said, Japan took it as a joke. Now, like, if Americans aren't gonna take this as a joke, it's gonna be like that Japanese remake that keeps coming out that for some reason will still exist, and you don't take it seriously, and it's just unfortunate that his second film was this. So hope, like, it doesn't help Eyes of My Mother. I guess it did for me, because I'm more curious now about, like, why did people say that was great? But whereas people saw this, would they go back and go, hey, I want to see this first film? Not really. Because if they didn't hear that it was good to begin with, they're just like, ooh, who directed this? That was bad. Was it a writing issue? I don't know. Like, when I think about this movie, it's just like, everything is like, okay, yep. Okay, you're doing that. Seen that before. Yep, exactly how I imagined it. Yep, this is it. Like it's very predictable. And it's just, I don't know. Like it looked nice. That's all I can say. It looked nice, but then it was just very lackluster and forgettable. So that's it. Anyways, keep liking, keep watching, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. And that's it for this review for The Grudge. I really didn't say anything for 10 whole minutes, because it's just, wow, I don't know why, but you watched this. So thank you, stay safe, and stay healthy. Out.